Imagine a universe not of stars but of stories. A boundless expanse where the constellations are not made of burning gas, but of ancient legends and whispered secrets. In this universe, every myth is a world unto itself, and every creature is a reflection of our hopes, our fears, and our endless curiosity. Picture an inner cosmos where mythic beings roam freely, each one born from the depths of human imagination and the questions that haunt us in the dark. These beings are more than just stories. They are the embodiment of our struggle to understand the unknown, to give shape to the mysteries that surround us. Among these legendary figures, the Sphinx stands out. She is not merely a monster lurking at the edge of civilization, but a symbol, a living challenge to the very heart of humanity. Her presence is both alluring and terrifying, drawing us closer even as she warns us away. The Sphinx of Greek mythology is a paradox brought to life, a creature with the powerful body of a lion, the soaring wings of an eagle, and the enigmatic face of a woman. She is a fusion of strength, freedom, and intellect, a being who defies easy explanation and invites endless interpretation. She is a riddle incarnate, a gatekeeper who stands between the wild forces of nature and the fragile order of human reason. Her very existence is a question, daring us to answer. Her legend centers on a single fateful act, not waging war or sowing chaos but posing a riddle. She does not test strength or courage, but wisdom and insight. To face the Sphinx is to confront the limits of one's own understanding. To fail her challenge was to meet a swift and certain death, but to succeed was to unlock a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world. The stakes were nothing less than life and death, ignorance and enlightenment. The Sphinx is more than a beast. She is a teacher, her lessons etched in peril and mystery. She forces us to confront what we do not know, and in doing so she pushes us to grow. Today we unravel her mystery, her shadowy origins, the riddle that made her infamous, her fateful encounter with Oedipus, and the enduring legacy she has left across centuries of art, literature, and philosophy. By exploring her story, we confront the biggest riddles of all. Who are we? What is our place in the cosmos? What does it mean to seek knowledge, even when the answers may be dangerous? The Sphinx compels us to look inward, to question, and to seek understanding, not just of her, but of ourselves. She is a mirror for our own doubts and dreams. Her myth is not just ancient history, it's a living story, a mirror for our own journey through uncertainty and wonder, a reminder that every riddle we face is a chance to discover who we truly are. Let's begin our exploration of this timeless enigma and see what secrets the Sphinx still holds for us today. To truly understand the Sphinx, we must journey back through the tangled roots of her monstrous lineage, exploring the mythic origins that shaped her very nature. She is the daughter of Echidna, a creature both beautiful and terrifying, half nymph, half serpent, who was known as the mother of monsters. Her father Typhon was a storm titan of unimaginable power, a force of chaos who once dared to challenge the gods themselves. The Sphinx's siblings were legends in their own right. Cerberus, the three-headed hound who guarded the gates of the underworld, and the Hydra, a serpent whose many heads could regrow when severed. These were nightmares made flesh, creatures of brute force, poison, and terror. Yet the Sphinx was different from her monstrous kin. Her weapon was not her claws, nor her venom, but her intellect. Her mind was sharper than any talon. Born from the primordial chaos that spawned so many terrors, she emerged as an emissary of the unknown. Unlike her siblings, she posed a mental challenge, a riddle to be solved rather than a beast to be slain. While Cerberus guarded the gates of Hades and the Hydra lurked in its deadly swamp, the Sphinx stood sentinel at a different kind of threshold, one that tested the mind and spirit. The Greeks understood that danger did not only lurk in the form of fangs and claws. There was peril in the wilderness of the mind, in the unknown questions that haunted the edges of human understanding. The Sphinx's true power lay in her questions, enigmatic riddles that could ensnare the unwary as surely as any trap. Her puzzles were as deadly as any fang, and her victims fell not to violence but to confusion and despair. She was a monster of the mind, a living test of reason, wit, and self-knowledge. To face her was to confront the limits of one's own understanding. Her family tree is a reminder that sometimes, the greatest threats are not those we can see or fight, but the puzzles and mysteries we cannot solve, challenges that force us to look inward. The Sphinx embodies both the peril and the promise of the unknown, standing as a symbol of the mysteries that lie just beyond our grasp. To face the Sphinx is to confront the riddles that guard the boundaries of knowledge, and to step bravely into the mysteries that lie beyond the edge of understanding. Thebes was terrorized not by the Sphinx's claws but by her riddle. Sent by Hera, she perched above the city, demanding an answer from all who passed. A wrong answer meant death, a right one, freedom. The Sphinx's challenge was psychological, a test of intellect, not strength. The bones of the defeated littered the road, a grim warning. Oedipus, fleeing his own fate, arrived at Thebes and faced the Sphinx. Unlike others, he met her challenge head-on, armed with logic and self-reflection. Their encounter was a battle of minds, chaos versus reason, monster versus man. The fate of Thebes and Oedipus's own destiny hung on a single answer. This was not just a mythic duel, but a moment where human ingenuity confronted the mysteries of existence. The Sphinx's riddle was more than a puzzle. It was a gateway to understanding. Oedipus's response would change everything. The city's future, and his own, depended on it. The Sphinx's riddle is legendary, echoing through the ages as a symbol of mystery and wisdom. What walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 at noon, and 3 in the evening? Many who faced the Sphinx were confounded, their minds racing through the animal kingdom for answers, but Oedipus, with insight and courage, saw the truth. It was man. As a baby, we crawl on all 4s, exploring the world with wonder and innocence. As adults, we walk upright on 2 legs, full of strength and purpose, navigating the challenges of life. And in old age, we lean on a cane, our bodies marked by time, but our journeys rich with experience. The riddle is a profound metaphor for the human journey through life. Oedipus's answer ended the Sphinx's reign. She leapt to her death and Thebes was freed from her terror. Yet solving the riddle was not a simple victory. It set Oedipus on a tragic path, fulfilling the prophecy he had desperately tried to escape. His triumph was bittersweet, a reminder that knowledge can be both a gift and a burden. The riddle's meaning is profound. It asks us to see ourselves across the arc of existence, to recognize the stages of our own lives. It's a meditation on change, mortality, and self-understanding. The riddle invites us to reflect on how we grow, adapt, and ultimately accept our own impermanence. The Sphinx's question is timeless. Do you understand yourself? Oedipus's answer was yes, but his own story had only begun. The riddle is a mirror, reflecting our vulnerability, our growth, and the inevitability of change. In solving it, we confront our own humanity and perhaps find the courage to embrace every stage of our lives with wisdom and compassion. Oedipus's victory was not of muscle, but of mind, a new kind of heroism. He defeated the Sphinx with understanding, not violence. The answer, man, placed humanity at the center of its own story. The riddle forced introspection. To solve it, one must look inward. Yet Oedipus's triumph was bittersweet. He knew the nature of man, but not his own identity. Celebrated as savior, he unknowingly fulfilled a tragic prophecy. The story warns us, knowledge of the world is not enough. We must also face personal truths. The Sphinx's defeat was not an ending but the start of deeper questions. Can we ever truly know ourselves, or are we blind to our own fate? The Sphinx's challenge lives on, urging us to seek wisdom beyond mere answers. Her riddle was the first of many Oedipus would face. The journey of self-awareness is never complete. The Sphinx is a living symbol, her form a riddle in itself. Lion's body, raw power, nature's ferocity. Eagle's wings, freedom, divinity, a higher perspective. Woman's head and chest, intellect, language, and mystery. She bridges earth and sky, beast and human, mortal and divine. Her femininity adds layers of enigma and ancient wisdom. The Sphinx is a synthesis, animal strength, celestial vision, human reason. She embodies the tension between our instincts, our aspirations, and our intellect. As a guardian, she tests mastery of self, not just the world. Her form is a question: what does it mean to be human? To face her is to confront the wildness within and the order we seek. She is both predator and muse, a keeper of knowledge. The Sphinx's body is as much a puzzle as her words. The Sphinx's image spread far beyond Oedipus's myth. In Greek art, she became a symbol of mystery and wisdom, a guardian on pottery and temples. Her cousin, the Egyptian Sphinx, was a silent male protector, contrasting with the Greek, who was female and vocal. This shows how cultures adapt similar symbols to reflect their values: stability in Egypt, intellectual challenge in Greece. Over time, the Sphinx became a metaphor for any difficult problem. Writers from Pliny to Shakespeare invoked her as a symbol of enigma. In art, she evolved from monster to muse, inspiring thinkers and creators. By the 19th century, she was a symbol of the unknown's allure. The Sphinx became a timeless guardian of life's deepest questions. Today, the Sphinx lives on as a metaphor for mystery and challenge. We call people Sphinx-like, and face sphinxes in our own lives, problems that test our intellect. Her image appears in brands, stories, and games, always as a gatekeeper to knowledge. In psychology, she represents the inner challenge, confronting our own unconscious. Solving her riddle is a metaphor for self-discovery. The Sphinx endures because her question about the stages of life remains universal. She embodies the spirit of inquiry, the drive to ask why. Her legacy is not just a puzzle, but the pursuit of understanding. The Sphinx is the eternal challenge, daring us to think and to grow. The Sphinx's journey from myth to metaphor shows the power of stories. She is a mirror for our anxieties and aspirations, embodying the tension between chaos and reason. Her riddle forced us to define ourselves, to seek self-awareness. Oedipus's answer was only the beginning. True wisdom is a lifelong quest. The Sphinx's challenge echoes in every question we ask, every mystery we pursue. The universe itself is a sphinx, posing riddles that expand our horizons. To be human is to seek answers, to live in wonder, and to face the great riddles of existence. The Sphinx's question remains, an invitation to think, explore, and never stop asking why.